If you don't want to have two phones, one for work, another for personal use, but still want to separate your personal and professional life, the Insular app can help you solve this problem. Insular allows you to create a work profile on your phone that is completely isolated from the rest of the device. This option is not only useful for separating the apps you use for personal and business purposes, but also for testing apps before deciding whether to add them to your main profile, as the program creates an isolated environment known as a sandbox. You can install Insular using G-Droid, the link will be in the video description. After installing and launching the app, you will receive an explanation that an island will be created, a sandbox environment where you can clone existing apps from your phone or install new ones. These apps will be completely separated from your main profile. When you click the Accept button, you will have the option to read the terms of use before creating a work profile. Click Accept and Continue, after which the creation of your work profile on your phone will begin. Once the process is complete, click Next and wait for the app to make the necessary adjustments. Once the app launches, you will see segment Island and Mainland. Island represents your newly created work profile, while Mainland is your personal profile. Initially, the island will contain only a few basic apps: File Manager, Google, Google Play Store and Contacts, all set to factory default and containing no data. When you click on Mainland, you will see a list of all the apps you have installed on your phone up to that point. You can clone any of those apps to the island, your work profile. To do this, click on the app you want to clone, for example Firefox, and then click the plus icon in the bottom right corner. In the new dialog, select Island. You will need to grant the app permission to install other apps by clicking on Settings. Now, tag the slider in the Allowed from this source section. After that, click Install to install Firefox in the island, your work profile. Once the cloning or installation of Firefox is successfully completed, you will see the Firefox is now listed in the Island section. When you return to your phone's home screen, you can access the profiles by swiping up from the bottom of the screen, after which you will see two options: Personal and Work. All the apps you have installed on your phone are in the Personal section, while the isolated apps or island are in the Work section. All apps in the work profile will have a briefcase icon at the bottom, clearly signaling to the user that these apps are in the work profile, preventing any potential confusion. Now we will launch Firefox from both profiles to demonstrate how this works in practice. First, we will open Firefox in the work profile and load a web page, and then we will launch Firefox from the personal profile. As you can see, Firefox from the main profile is on the right, while Firefox from the work profile is on the left. In addition to cloning apps, you have the option to install apps exclusively in the work profile. To do this, we will first clone Aurora Store from the main profile, which we will use to install apps. Of course, you can install new apps using Google Play, but since Google Play requests you to log in with your profile to download apps, I will use Aurora Store, which allows you to anonymously download and install applications. After we clone and launch Aurora Store from the work profile, we will need to grant permission for Aurora Store to install other apps. Once we approve this permission, we will install, for example, WhatsApp. When you install WhatsApp, you will see that the app icon has a briefcase symbol indicating that the app is installed in the work profile. When you look at the list of the apps in the work section, you will see that WhatsApp is listed, while it is absent from the personal section as we installed it exclusively in the work profile. Apps that you have installed in the work environment can also be cloned into the personal profile. This is done by launching Insular, clicking on the app you want to clone, and going to the three dots in the bottom right corner. You will then see all the options. The first option is Clone, which we will select in this case. Select the Mainland option. Now we have WhatsApp in the personal profile as well. One of the biggest advantages of this app is the ability to freeze the work profile. If you do not want to receive notifications from the apps you use for work after the workday ends, simply enter the work profile and click on Pause Work Apps. All apps in this profile will be frozen until you enable them again, and you will not receive notifications. After you click this button and return to the main menu of the phone, you will see that WhatsApp, which we installed in the work environment, is grayed out, indicating that the app is frozen until further notice. At the beginning of the new workday, to reactivate the apps in the work profile, all you need to do is click the Unpause button, after which the work profile will be reactivated and you will be able to use them and receive notifications. If for any reason you want to delete the work profile after creating it, launch Insular, click on the three dots in the upper right corner, then on Settings, then Scoped Settings, select the island. At the bottom of this page you will see the option Destroy Permanently. When you click this button, you will receive a warning that the island, along with all the apps, will be deleted. Click the Destroy button to confirm. After that, the work profile, along with all the apps, will be completely removed. Finally, it is important to note that on some mobile devices, Insular may not be able to run. If this happens, you can use two alternatives: Shelter, which you can find and download on F-Droid, and Island, which is available on Google Play. All these apps operate on the same principle, and you can find the links in the video description. Thanks to everyone who took the time to watch this video. I hope you find it useful or at least informative.